Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to talk about the ABA and how it truly influenced the NBA. And without the ABA, I'm telling you, uh, the NBA would not be what it is today. And we can just start with the fact that the ABA introduced the 3-point line 12 years before the NBA did. So in the 1967-1968 inaugural season of the ABA, they introduced the 3-point shot. George Mikan, at the time he was the commissioner of the ABA, he believed the 3-point shot would make the game more enjoyable for fans to see long range, pure marksman, dead eye shooting. The NBA was looked at as the more serious league, the more professional league, and their style of play was completely different. The game was mostly revolved around the centers and the big man in the NBA. So the ABA, they didn't really have that many bigs, so they had more of an outside game. They focused more on perimeter play. That's why they brought the 3-point shot. They thought it just would have captivated fans and to see a long range shooting and see it be worth more points. And we can take a look at the first game in the ABA history. There were 10 3-point field goals made between the two teams. And it did what George Mikan thought it would do. So George Mikan, he called the 3-point shot the home run because, like he said, as we can see in his book, he said it brought fans out of their seats. We call it the home run because the 3-pointer was exactly that. And even still to this day, when we see what Steph Curry does, not even just Steph Curry. Look at the influence. Not even just Steph Curry. We see Trae Young hitting long range threes way behind the arc. Damian Lillard. Plenty of players in this league and shooting threes, and we have plenty of high volume 3-point shots. It even got to the point that now there's a lot of people complaining that the NBA is just a lot of 3-point shots throughout the whole game now. But yeah, just look at the influence. 12 years before the NBA even introduced it. So the NBA introduced the 3-point line during the 1979-1980 season. Again, the 3-point line, it created a new area of scoring, led teams to spread the floor, more spacing, and opening up the lanes. And as we see, again, in this new modern era, which I consider to be 2015 up until now, today, to be the modern era of basketball, 3-point shots have gone up just increasingly the high 3-point shots attempts per game every single season. And even to the point where bigs are even shooting threes. We barely now see the traditional big man playing with his back to the basket and being on the block. This is truly the 3-point era. But yeah, the ABA was looked at as the more flashy, entertaining league. The league, if you don't know, the ABA played with a red, white, and blue striped ball. To me, I thought that's pretty dope. I think that's very beautiful. It would be cool to see the NBA test that out for one game. You guys tell me in the comments what you think about that. You see an NBA game and they're playing with a red, white, and blue striped ball. Just looking at the ball go in the air, like imagine Steph Curry shooting a long range three and just seeing that red, white, and blue ball just spinning until it goes into the hoop. To me, I think that's beautiful. But again, the NBA was looked at as the more serious professional league. They kind of had like a bourgeoisie attitude towards the ABA, but they knew deep down inside that the ABA was truly a competitor of theirs. The ABA, as we see, it also it led Rick Barry to leaving the NBA. They were able to convince NBA superstar Rick Barry to leave the NBA and join the ABA. So it was truly competitive. They were really competing for talent, for certain players. They even were able to take advantage of the NBA rule of them not allowing college underclassmen to play in their league until a certain age. the ABA took advantage of that. They got Moses Malone to play his first 2 professional basketball season in the ABA, as we see when he was 19 and 20 years old. Of course, we know what Moses Malone went on to do in his NBA career. He won the chip in '83, multiple-time MVP, multiple All-Star, one of the 75 greatest NBA players ever, one of the greatest rebounders ever. So they were definitely competing for talent. We can even take a look at some clips of the ABA.
Coming down the floor, Slick could be yelling at me. Take the three. Billy, pull up and shoot the three.
The ABA feels that this extra incentive to shoot from farther out causes the defense to open up.
And it did. It truly did. They needed a way to stand out from the NBA, and that truly did help their game. Red, white, and blue ball threes, they were more flashy. There was a sense of lack of defense in the ABA, but the ABA thought that's what the fans wanted to see. Again, it's pretty much like how the game is played in the NBA today. A lot of three-point shots, barely any defense now. As we see, there's plenty of fans complaining about the defense in the NBA today, and just again, players are jacking up threes. Pretty much the style of the ABA. It was a lot of long-range shots and slam dunks. We can even take a look at Dr. J dunking during the ABA. Just look at that, just beautiful. Just seeing that red, white, and blue ball go through the hoop is amazing. I think it's truly beautiful. Ain't nothing wrong with the traditional dark orange, dark brown ball, but red, white, and blue ball, definitely captivating. But yeah, the ABA was truly a threat to the NBA. As we know, during the merger, the ABA gave 4 teams to the NBA. They gave them the New York Nets, which is now today the Brooklyn Nets. They gave them the Denver Nuggets, San Antonio Spurs, and Indiana Pacers. We got these 4 great franchises from the ABA: Pacers, Nets, Nuggets, Spurs. So during the when the merger happened, it was a part of the deal that the NBA would not recognize ABA records. So as we see, if you look at we see the Indiana Pacers appearances, they always differentiate the 2 different leagues. As you see playoff appearances, they have, as of today, 28 playoff appearances, 9 ABA playoff appearances. They have 0 NBA championships and 3 ABA championships. They were they were arguably pretty much the best franchise in the ABA. To me, I do agree with separating the 2 leagues and not counting their records. Because there was talk about the NBA accepting ABA records because Major League Baseball, MLB, they started to accept the Negro League stats included together with the MLB stats. So there was talk about the NBA doing the same thing with the ABA stats and stats, records, and achievements. Personally, it's 2 different leagues, so I think it's perfect to have it separated. They took a lot of great players from the ABA and to the NBA once the merger happened. Like if we were to include NBA and ABA stats, George McGinnis would be a top 30 NBA player of all time if you include his stats. And if you include Dr. J's ABA and NBA stats, he would not just be a top 20, top 15 player. You would have to put Dr. J in your top 10 NBA players. He would literally be a top 10 player if you included both of his stats from the 2 different leagues. And the ABA, as we know, they had the All-Star weekend first. So when you see Dr. J do that long dunk from the free throw line, that was from the ABA All-Star game. All-Star Slam Dunk Contest. They had the All-Star Weekend first. Again, the NBA has the All-Star Weekend. So all of that originated from the ABA. Again, just their style of play, even if you look at the fashion, if you look up ABA players, the way they came to the games, super stylish. And if you look how the NBA players were going to the game, super clean cut and professional. The ABA influence, again, was just, you can really see its DNA in the NBA. The ABA, just that fast-paced, high-scoring, emphasized athleticism and entertainment. Again, a lot of people even complaining about the defense and the style of play today in the NBA. And yeah, we look at the Brooklyn Nets. They don't even recognize the Brooklyn Nets 2 championships from the ABA. Just look, they put 0 NBA championships and 2 ABA championships. They choose not to recognize it. And as we know, the San Antonio Spurs is pretty much the most successful so far franchise from the ABA to join on the NBA. They won the championship in '99, making them the first former ABA team to win the NBA championship. And if you have not seen my San Antonio Spurs Dynasty video, please check that out. They went on to win 5 championships. And they're literally arguably one of the most successful franchises in NBA history now. They won 5 championships, a championship in every decade. They won a championship in '99, 2003, 2005, 2007, and in 2014. So clearly, Spurs are the most successful ABA franchise to join the NBA. They didn't even win a championship during their time in the ABA. But they had NBA great George Gervin, the Iceman. And again, if you include his ABA stats with his NBA, bro, the dude, he goes up in your top 50, top whatever rankings in basketball history. Because what he did was truly amazing. The dude was George Gervin, the Iceman, a pure scorer. Nuggets right now, they're one of the best teams in the NBA, arguably the best team in the NBA. They have the best player in the NBA right now, Nikola Jokic. And yeah, this is really a great franchise. But yeah, and the ABA, it was a beautiful league. If you get the chance to, please look up some ABA highlights, games from ABA, games from back then in the ABA. They were really fun and entertaining. They literally, again, they played just like how the NBA style of play is today. So identical. Again, look at that beautiful red, white, and blue striped ball. The NBA has to bring that back. Even if it's like for a week, or every game they're playing with the red, white, and blue ball. Super beautiful. And they had different teams in regions that the NBA didn't touch. They had the Kentucky Colonels. They played in Louisville. They touched different markets. The Pacers. The NBA didn't even have a team in the state of Indiana. Oakland Oaks. Again, touching different markets. Even touched Utah. They're even playing in Utah. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Again, the Denver Nuggets, the ABA. They joined the NBA during the merger. And the Carolina Cougars. Really dope and cool jerseys as well. The ABA it's a very beautiful, rich history. Again, we wouldn't even have the San Antonio Spurs and Nuggets, Nets, Pacers without this league and the style of play, the 3-point line. The ABA was truly influential to me, in my opinion, in what is done for basketball. And to me, it really doesn't get enough credit. Again, I love the ABA. I even watched some highlights from that time period. But yeah, you guys tell me in the comments what you think about the ABA basketball league. Did you ever watch highlights from back then? What are your thoughts on in the league in general, and your thoughts on its influence it has on modern day NBA basketball? All right. Well, till next video.